Good morning, everybody. It's fantastic to see so many familiar faces here in the room with us today. For those of you that have been at this event before, this is the moment in the proceedings where normally I'd begin to take the mickey out of David Ferguson in a very friendly manner. But it just didn't feel appropriate to do that this year, partly because I felt that after Kirsty's very heartfelt and personal presentation, it would be lowering the tone somewhat. And also just recognising that Dave is actually a man that is currently on a real path of self-improvement, which is an activity that his wife apparently greatly wishes to encourage. He's been getting up early every morning, setting his alarm 5 days a week, and he's been going out running, pounding those streets of Edinburgh as fast as his little legs can carry him, all with a view of maintaining his fitness. And that creates a challenge for us regarding his job title, because we'd always assumed that as far as the CEO is concerned, the C always stood for chubby. Anyway. So, those of you that were here last year would remember that I spoke about this book, Future Shock, by Alvin Toffler. Now, this book came out in 1970, but it actually predicted really accurately the world that we find ourselves in today. A world where technology is creating change at a pace that our ability as humans to deal with is almost overwhelming. If you think even about the last 12 months, we're in a position where MiFID II has yet settled down. There's obviously a lot of noise currently around about asset costs. How do we all deal effectively with disclosure and charges? And hurtling towards us as if we are flying the Millennium Falcon through that asteroid field, we will shortly have to contend with GDPR, with the senior managers regime. And then beyond that, we also have changes to HMRC's common reporting standards and also the fourth money laundering directive, both of which will have impacts on your business. So it's very clear it's a very complicated regulatory environment. We also have complexity in the markets. We would have thought that we would have ended last year, a year where political instability was a major theme, with markets at an all-time high. You know, it's very clear now that the main investment decision you have to consider on behalf of your clients is how much to allocate towards Bitcoin. So it's a very volatile environment, and that's before we even really consider the needs of our clients. Clients are increasingly demanding a personalized service. They want greater engagement through technology in the delivery of the retirement plans that they require to live the lifestyle of their choice, to ensure that their hard-earned wealth cascades effectively down the generations. We do our census every year, and thanks very much to the 200 of you that completed that over the course of the last month. And interestingly, compared with business growth as being the main challenge in 2016, we can see quite clearly that the focus has moved to uncertainty around about that regulatory environment. But I think the future is actually very bright. For the businesses that can block out the noise, focus really intently on what your clients need, then I think you have a once-in-a-generational opportunity now that it's clear that financial planning is the main source of value to clients. This industry is no longer about the products. It's no longer about the funds. It's no longer really about the platform. It's about those intimate moments where you connect with your clients, where you make changes or help them make changes to their lives that over time have a very significant impact. So I think for those businesses that can focus on delivering financial planning, the opportunity is huge. Again, that's borne out in our census. We were very pleased to see that 100% of the respondees over a 3-year view were extremely positive about their business prospects. And that's moved on over the last 12 months from everybody feeling positive about the pension opportunity to a more general recognition now that the need for advice is greater and will probably maintain its opportunity for at least a generation. So everybody's had a really good year. Stuart alluded earlier to the fact that we had our best year for inflows. We targeted ourselves last year with gross inflows of 2 billion, so we were delighted to end the year with 2.6 billion of new money. The majority of that came from the 11,387 new clients that joined the platform. They contributed about 1.6 billion. And in addition to that, we had nearly a third of our existing clients in total collectively put on top-ups to the value of £1 billion. Also interesting, last year, we saw a material increase in the average size of a new portfolio of new clients joining the platform. That was up 20% to 145,000, partly driven by the markets, boosting transfer values, and we also did see an increase in DB transfers, which would obviously typically be slightly higher amounts. That mostly came from our existing audience. We maintain a degree of selectivity round about the firms that we want to provide access to the platform. We still have no aspiration to have the biggest audience, but we definitely want to maintain what we believe is the best quality audience of any platform. I want to particularly welcome all these firms mentioned on the screen who are attending the Belfry today for the first time, and in particular thank those that have placed business on the platform for the first time in the last 2 or 3 months. So the future is bright, but it does come with its challenges. Last year possibly was a record-breaking year for most of your businesses in terms of business written and probably profit. But it maybe came at a human cost. You probably had to work your teams harder. Everybody possibly felt a little bit more frazzled than they may have done historically. And I think the big challenge we all have now, if we want to make the most of this opportunity, is really to consider how do we move away from spending all our time with clients to find the time to dedicate towards looking hard at the infrastructure in your business to try and create more capacity to do more activity. Now, capacity is normally defined as trying to have the maximum output with the available resources within a defined period. And trying to increase capacity is difficult. Our census every year talks about how hard you all find it to recruit good quality advisors, good quality admin staff into your business. But really, if you do want to maximize the capacity, the challenge is how do you find the right people and ensure in a very connected manner they're using the right tools in the right manner with the right supporting processes and controls to run a very effective business. And Nucleus has always taken the view that we want to try and go beyond just offering the platform. We want to try and act as a catalyst that encourages the sharing of best practice and also knowledge across our wider community. And we do that principally through our Illuminate initiative. We've got a number of elements to this. Hopefully most of you will be aware of the website. That launched in February 2015. And since then, we've hosted over 750 unique bits of content across the areas of industry, practice management, technical, and also compliance and regulation. And that's been contributed by over 240 experts and industry personalities, including a number that we have here with us today. We've also recently recruited Natalie Holt, who's here in the audience somewhere. Many of you will know Natalie from her previous role as editor of Money Marketing. And we really brought Natalie on board because we've got an aspiration now to deepen and widen the content on Illuminate, so it begins to provide even greater value to you. So Natalie's always on the lookout for stories. So if any of you that are making changes to your business and you're happy to share that experience, then we'd love to work that up into something that we can put onto the website. We also have the Illuminate Live events, which we host in Glasgow, Leeds, Birmingham, and London. Last year, we had 398 advisors attended those across the country, dealing with a wide range of different subjects. And as always, we pay the speakers to come along to these events to ensure that we are delivering content that we know is relevant to your businesses and provides the right blend of education and hopefully also some entertainment. The next events are up in May. You have the dates on the screen in front of you there. And we'll be looking at subjects such as behavior money coaching, advisor marketing, and also how to put technology firmly at the heart of the advice proposition that you offer out to clients. So that's all coming in May. Before that, we have a new event in our calendar, which is taking place in London. I think you've actually all got a flyer for this in the packs that you find on your chairs. Now, as Kirsty mentioned earlier, we were very excited to sign up for the Women in Finance Charter. Now, we're doing that for a number of reasons, but very much that we believe that it will bring us quite a number of business benefits. And aligned to that, we're going to run a day in London, which coincides with International Women's Day on the 8th of March, where we're going to have a number of speakers present that will look at areas which validate the point that Kirsty made, that there are now endless studies that prove that more diverse teams deliver more productively than those that are more one-dimensional. So I think the challenge across all our businesses are, how do we widen out the experience, we widen out the cultures and the people and the background that we welcome into our business, to move away from groupthink, to move to a place where we have a modern business structure that is better placed to deal with modern business challenges, okay? So this day is all about diversity. It's all about how to create a more inclusive culture within your workplace. But it's not all about just gender diversity, okay? Males are allowed at this event as well, I would hasten to add. So please do sign up for that. We're expecting it to be a very busy day. Also on the education front, we have Illuminate Learn. We've had over 200 advisors now that have accessed that portal to use the full range of AF and RO courses that are there to help you in your quest for greater levels of qualifications. And we've also got a couple of familiar faces that will also be hosting content on that site by the end of this quarter. So for those of you that were here 2 years ago, you will remember that our keynote speaker was a kind of bald American guy called Carl Richards, better known as Behavior Gap. He's a very well-known US financial planner. He's about to host a module called the Referral Workshop, but it's actually going to be limited places and it's exclusively available through Nucleus. And the reason it's limited places is that it includes a number of online Skype coaching sessions, one-to-one with Carl. So we've currently got 10 places available for that. It'll almost certainly sell out in the next week. So again, if you're interested, please express an interest at some point very soon. In addition, most of you will know Tony Wickenden from Technical Connection. Tony spent the last few months working on a number of short modules, which are probably aimed more at your paraplanners, your admin staff, in a wide range of subjects, including trust, taxation, and pension legislation. So they'll be 30-minute modules, they'll be CPDable, and they'll be available on Illuminate Learn from the end of March. So we're doing quite a lot of work there, hopefully, to indirectly support your business. But we do understand fully that that is all on the periphery of our core reason for being. Nucleus is very much a platform. We exist only, and the reason we come into work every day is to try and make your lives as advisors that little bit easier in the delivery of your client propositions. And one of the other areas that we're working hard on during 2018 is to look at how we take some of the points of friction out of how your support teams deal with us as a business. We understand that every time something takes a bit longer than it perhaps needed to, these are minutes that are wasted that would be better deployed providing a more proactive service to help satisfy your clients. So we're looking at removing this friction in a number of ways. And it really gets back to the concept of us trying to provide old-fashioned customer service, but doing it with a modern twist that utilizes technology where possible and where it's beneficial to do so, to ease the journey of dealing with us. So we're going to do a number of things. We're investing heavily in our client relations team, so the headcount in that team is going to increase over the course of the next month as we're busy interviewing currently. And we're also investing very heavily in training that team, significantly more so than we've done before, till we get to a place where every time either you or any of your colleagues have a query that comes into Nucleus, you know that it's being dealt with somebody that doesn't just understand the platform inside out, but has a very good understanding of the technical context that you're working in, and they have an awareness of the impact on the client if we don't deliver what you're looking for in a very timely manner. We're also working hard with our third-party administrator. You know, we know that there are a number of processes that they carry out on our behalf that probably haven't kept pace with the changes that you've seen within your businesses. You know, you're all doing different things with clients now. Your propositions are evolving. We need to make sure that our service tightens up and evolves to make sure it retains its relevance to help you deliver your customer service. And to help us do that, we want to get a bit more scientific about understanding how we're doing. Some of you may have heard of this crowd before, but we're about to sign up with an external accreditation party called Investors and Customers. And what they do is they will work with us in a manner that means that through a number of surveys, we will get a much better understanding of your perception of Nucleus and a deeper understanding about the areas that we need to work on to try and tighten up some elements of our proposition and also our underlying service. So our main theme this year is round about continuous improvement to that offline service. We do, however, understand that we are a very technology-driven business, and we need to continue to make progress on that side too. So to give you an update on what we're doing on the technology side, I'd like to welcome to the stage Andrew Smith, our Chief Technology Officer. Thank you.